Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. You know, it's been a long time since I ever seen a real circus on stage, and of course, most of you know about the greatest show on earth known as the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. This classic circus started in 1919 when the Barnum and Bailey's Greatest Show on Earth, a circus created by P.T. Barnum and James Anthony Bailey, was merged with the Ringling Brothers' World's Greatest Shows. The Ringling Brothers had purchased the Barnum and Bailey following Bailey's death in 1906, but ran the circuses separately until they merged in 1919. After 1956, the circus no longer exhibited under their own portable big-top tents, instead using permanent venues such as sports stadiums and arenas. In 1967, Irvin Feld and his brother Israel, along with Houston Judge Roy Hofheinz, bought the circus from the Ringling family. In 1971, the Felds and Hofheinz sold the circus to Mattel, buying it back from the toy company in 1982. Since the death of Irvin Feld in 1984, the circus has been a part of the Feld Entertainment, an international entertainment firm headed by Kenneth Feld, with its headquarters in Allenton, Florida. Unfortunately, with weakening attendance and high operating costs, the circus sadly closed on May 21, 2017, after 146 years. I was first introduced to the circus by watching Mickey's Fun Song's Let's Go to the Circus. And I think I was about 5 or 6 when I first saw the Ringling Brothers Circus. And to be honest, I think it's absolutely outstanding, with wonderful acts like acrobats, animals, clowns, and more. Now, for today's blog, we're going to look into a movie that focuses on the man who made this whimsical circus possible. Released on December 20th, 2017, the movie is The Greatest Showman. Now, let's get this show started. Orphaned, penniless, but ambitious and with a mind crammed with imagination and fresh ideas, the American Phineas Taylor Barnum will always be remembered as the man with the gift to effortlessly blur the line between reality and fiction. Thirsty for innovation and hungry for success, the son of a tailor will manage to open a wax museum, but will soon shift focus to the unique and peculiar, introducing extraordinary, never-seen-before live acts on a circus stage. Some will call Barnum's wide collection of oddities a freak show. However, when the obsessed showman gambles everything on the opera singer Jenny Lind to appeal to a highbrow audience, he will somehow lose sight of the most important aspect of his life, his family. Will Barnum risk it all to be accepted? Sorry, you'll have to find out for yourselves, because, in my opinion, this movie was absolutely magnificent. This is absolutely one of the greatest movies of 2017. But let me explain in my Mustang notes. The project was first announced in 2009, with Hugh Jackman already set for the title role. In August 2011, Michael Gracie was chosen to direct. In 2013, 20th Century Fox hired lyricists Benji Pasek and Justin Paul to write the songs, and Ashley Wallen was hired as the film's choreographer. Rehearsals on the film began in October 2016 in New York City, and principal photography began on November 22, 2016. In December 2017, it was reported that James Mangold, who had worked with Hugh Jackman on several projects, including 2017's Logan, had been brought in to serve as executive producer during the film's post-production. In an interview, director Michael Gracie noted that there were 8 producers on this film, and it was amazing having one of them be a filmmaker. Now, in my personal opinion, I think this movie does a great job with the story's time period. And I like the setting in New York City, and also I like the Circus and Buckingham Palace. Also, I think the beach featured in this movie looks kind of like Morro Bay. Plus, I think the choreography is wonderful, and the story is very whimsical and emotional at the same time. Also, the circus scenes made me feel like a kid again. However, there are a few parts of the movie that I don't like. And those scenes are when Barnum's performers are mistreated by protesters, and when the circus is set on fire. Gee, makes me feel bad for those unique people. But then again, this was a time when folks were scared of people who are different. Anyway, now let's move on to the songs. Now, as mentioned earlier, Benji Pasek and Justin Paul were hired as the songwriters, and they wrote 9 songs for this movie. And in my opinion, these songs are absolutely outstanding. In fact, they're so good that I can sort of see this movie as a Broadway musical someday. But anyway, let me describe a little bit about 6 of them. First, we have the title song, The Greatest Show. And in my opinion, this is an epic opening song, and I really like the opening vocals. Plus, in my opinion, this song is so catchy that it makes me want to sing along with it. Also, this song gets an epic reprise at the film's finale. Next, we have A Million Dreams, and to me, this song is very inspirational, emotional, and magical. Plus, it does give a nice montage of Barnum and Charity's childhood, as well as their separation, Barnum's depression, as well as their wedding. Next, there's Come Alive, which in my opinion is a great circus song, and to me, all the singers and dancers did wonderful with this. We also have The Other Side, and in my opinion, this is an interesting song, and I like how Barnum tries to ask Philip to be his partner while singing and drinking. Then we have the romantic song, Rewrite the Stars, sung by Philip and Annie. And in my opinion, this is a very touching song, and I like how Annie and Philip do acrobatic tricks on a rope while they express their feelings for each other. And then finally, we come to the Oscar-nominated song, This Is Me. And in my opinion, this is my second favorite song in the entire movie. Plus, this is very emotional and powerful. And now, let's move on to the actors. Our main character, P.T. Barnum, is played by Hugh Jackman, aka Wolverine from the X-Men films. But I mostly know him for being in Les Miserables, Happy Feet, and of course Rise of the Guardians. Barnum is an ambitious showman. In my opinion, Hugh did a great job as Barnum, and his singing is absolutely amazing. And also, in my opinion, Barnum is a man who's seen to want more for his family, himself, and his show. And plus, I like that he wants to make millions of people happy, which is something that I want to do with my life. And of course, I like that he treats his performers like an actual family. Kind of like the way I treat my friends at Musical Theater Village. Next we come to Barnum's partner, Philip Carlyle, a playwright played by Zac Efron, best known from Disney's High School Musical trilogy. But I'd like to think that he's better known for being in films like Hairspray and The Lorax. His character is partly based on James Anthony Bailey. In my opinion, Zac has deeply improved since High School Musical, and as Philip, he is a scandal, maybe due to his alcoholism, but ever since he joined Barnum's Circus, he has become more joyful and free and, of course, managed to find himself a girl. Next we have Barnum's wife, Charity, played by Michelle Williams, whom I remember from Halloween H2O and Oz the Great and Powerful. And she'll be in the upcoming Venom movie this October. In my opinion, Charity is a sweet and gentle woman while going through the harsh times of being a wife and a mom. Also, sometimes she worries for her husband. However, my favorite part that she's in is when we see Charity and Barnum as childhood sweethearts. Next are Barnum's daughters, Caroline and Helen, played by Austin Johnson and Cameron Seeley. You know, I really like these two girls, due to the fact that they look up to their dad, and I like the parts where they help advertise his circus. Plus, I think they have unique dreams of their own. For example, Helen wants to marry Santa Claus, which is pretty cute, and Caroline wants to be a ballerina. Next, we have Jenny Lind, a famous Swedish singer played by Rebecca Ferguson. Jenny is known as the Swedish Nightingale. Now, to be honest, guys, I don't really like this character. Yes, I admit she's pretty and all, and she has a passion for singing, but the reason why I don't like her is because during her tour, Lynn falls in love with Barnum, but thankfully Barnum refused her advances. So what does Lynn do after that? She calls out the tour and kisses Barnum at the end of her last show, which is then photographed by the press. Next up, we have Philip's love interest, Ann Wheeler, an acrobat trapeze artist played by Zendaya, who got to be in Spider-Man Homecoming, and she'll be in the upcoming Smallfoot movie this fall. In my opinion, Anne sticks out the most out of all the performers, and I think her athletic abilities are wonderful. Plus, I think she and Philip make a nice couple. The rest of Barnum's performers are played by Keala Settle, Yahya Abdul Mateen II, hope I'm pronouncing that right, Natasha Louis Bordizzo, and Sam Humphrey. And now, let's move on to my final words. Overall, The Greatest Showman has got to be one of the greatest movies I've seen last year. It has an amazing soundtrack, likable characters, minus one of course, a heartwarming story, and fantastic choreography. Plus, this movie gives me more inspiration to bring happiness to audiences all over the world someday, and it really made me feel like a kid again, seeing a circus on the big screen. Though, I'm sad that the Ringling Brothers Circus is gone forever. Still, this is definitely a must-watch for anyone who loved this wonderful circus, and for anyone who loves outstanding musicals, and I just hope someday that this movie will become a stage musical. I give this movie a full 100%. Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to join me for my next blog, because I think it'll be time to fulfill a request from a YouTube user who was the first person to comment on my show. Mustang Power!